Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're putting on our detective hats and decoding some hidden behaviors that might just reveal that she's, wait for it, desperate for your attention. Remember, these are just potential indicators and not a definitive guide to deciphering the female psyche. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. You don't want to be that person left wondering, did she just try to get my attention by quoting my favorite movie? Do ya? Said with a playful teasing tone. Okay, first up, let's talk texting. We've all been there, right? Glued to our phones, waiting for that special someone to hit us up. But when it comes to someone who's constantly initiating conversations, blowing up your phone with memes, and basically treating texting like a competitive sport, they might just be waving a giant notice me flag. If she's the one always sending that first good morning text, initiating every single conversation, and basically keeping the chat alive single-handedly with enough GIFs to rival a 90s music video, honey, she might be more invested than you think. And don't even get me started on the dreaded double, triple, quadruple texts. It's like they haven't discovered the magical powers of the send button yet. You know what I'm talking about? That rapid-fire succession of messages that could have totally been condensed into one? Yeah, that screams, I'm desperate for your attention, please validate my existence. The point is, pay attention to the frequency and the vibe of those texts. It might reveal more than you think. Remember that friend who's always conveniently busy when you need them? Well, this ain't that. This, my friends, is the exact opposite. If a woman is constantly dropping everything, rearranging her entire schedule, and morphing into a human pretzel just to hang out with you, it's time to break out the magnifying glass, Sherlock. Think about it. She's canceling plans, inventing elaborate excuses to leave events early, and basically transforming into your own personal shadow, all in the name of spending a few precious moments basking in your glorious presence. If it feels like she's putting her entire life on hold just to be around you, it might be a sign that she's seeking validation and attention, rather than nurturing a healthy and balanced connection. Okay, let's be real. Who doesn't love a good compliment? It's like a warm hug for your soul. But when the compliments start sounding less like genuine appreciation and more like a broken record stuck on repeat, it might be time to investigate. We're talking about the kind of compliments that could make Shakespeare blush. You know, the ones that flow out like a never-ending waterfall of praise, even when you've done something as simple as breathing or, existing. You're so smart, she exclaims when you correctly identify that the sky is blue. You're so strong, she gushes as you lift a pencil. Look, genuine compliments are amazing, but when they become excessive, it can start to feel a little, well, desperate. Chapter 4. Green-Eyed Monster Decoding the Jealousy Signals. Alright folks, let's talk about the green-eyed monster lurking in the shadows of attention-seeking behavior jealousy. Now, a little bit of jealousy in a relationship can be normal, even kinda cute, like when you playfully tease each other. But when jealousy morphs into a fire-breathing dragon, scorching everything in its path, it's time to proceed with caution. Pay attention to how she reacts when you mention other women, even in the most innocent of contexts. Sudden mood swings, passive-aggressive comments, and an uncanny ability to sniff out even the slightest hint of a female presence in your life. These are all telltale signs that jealousy might be rearing its ugly head. Chapter 5. Stalking your social media like it's her job. Ah, social media. The digital land of carefully curated lives and thirst traps galore. It's also a breeding ground for attention-seeking behavior, especially when it comes to the fine art of social media stalking. We're not talking about casually scrolling through your feed and liking a few photos. Think about it. She's liked every single one of your Instagram posts, dating back to that questionable selfie you took in 2012. She leaves comments on everything you post, even those blurry photos of your lunch that you only uploaded because you were bored. And don't even get me started on the infamous accidental likes. That's not an accident, my friend. That's a strategic move designed to get your attention. Chapter 6. Touchy-feely, the language of physical contact. Alright, let's get physical. No, not like that, you silly gooses. But let's talk about physical touch, because that's a whole other level of attention-seeking behavior. Now, some people are just naturally more touchy-feely than others. But when someone's constantly finding excuses to touch you, lean into you, or just generally be in your personal space, it might be a sign that they're craving your attention, like a plant craves sunlight. She might accidentally brush her hand against yours while you're walking. She might playfully punch your arm a little too hard. And let's not forget about the classic fixing your hair move. That's not about hair care, my friend, that's about getting your attention. Chapter 7. Showered with gifts. But what's the real price tag? Who doesn't love receiving gifts? It's like Christmas morning wrapped up in a sparkly bow. But when someone's constantly showering you with presents for no apparent reason, it's time to put on your detective hat and ask yourself, what's the real motive behind these generous gestures? Now, there's a difference between being thoughtful and being, well, a little extra. If she's constantly showering you with lavish gifts, even though you've told her you'd rather spend quality time together, it might be a sign that she's trying to buy your attention. Think about it. She's showering you with expensive gadgets, designer clothes, and weekend getaways, even though you've repeatedly told her that you'd rather just stay in and watch Netflix. It's like she's trying to compensate for something, and that something might just be your lack of attention. Chapter 8. Seeking validation. The attention seeker's drug of choice. We all crave validation to some extent. It's human nature to want to feel appreciated and valued. But for some people, the need for validation becomes an insatiable hunger, a constant craving that can never be fully satisfied. If she's constantly fishing for compliments, seeking your approval on everything from her outfit to her Instagram captions, it might be a sign that she's insecure and desperate for your attention. Chapter 9. Mirroring your moves, the chameleon effect. Have you ever noticed how couples start to resemble each other after a while? They might pick up each other's mannerisms, start using the same slang, or even develop similar tastes in music and movies. It's actually a psychological phenomenon called the chameleon effect, and it's a subconscious way of building rapport and connection. But when someone takes mirroring to the extreme, it can be a sign that they're trying a little too hard to impress you and win your attention. Suddenly, she's obsessed with all the same things you are, even if she's never shown any interest in them before. She's adopted your quirky sense of humor and laughs a little too loudly at all your jokes, even the ones that make you cringe. Chapter 10. Over-communicating TMI or desperate for attention. Communication is key in any relationship, but there's a fine line between healthy communication and, well, over-communicating to the point of exhaustion. We're talking about the kind of person who feels the need to update you on every single detail of their day, no matter how mundane or insignificant. She'll send you minute-by-minute updates on her commute to work, complete with traffic reports and weather forecasts. She'll text you photos of every single meal she eats, even if it's just a sad desk salad. Look, it's great that she wants to share her life with you, but when the communication becomes overwhelming and one-sided, it can start to feel like a chore rather than a joy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out and lets us know what kind of content you're loving. Comment below if you've noticed any of these behaviors. Maybe you've even been guilty of a few yourself. No judgment here, we've all been there. Until next time, stay curious and keep those detective eyes peeled.